Good morning, I'm Clint Griffiths. Dry weather is forcing USDA to make major revisions when it comes to projected yields for the corn crop. The agency releasing new numbers in its monthly supply-demand report. Diving into the numbers now, USDA now calling for 177.5 bushels an acre for corn. That's a 4-bushel drop from last month after a dry June in many key growing areas. But it says predictions of rain and cooler than normal temperatures for some of the driest parts of the Corn Belt this month could change things. Production now forecast to be 15.3 billion bushels, up 55 million bushels from last month on greater planted and harvested acres. As for soybeans, the agency staying the course at 52 bushels to the acre. Production is projected at 4.3 billion bushels, down 210 million on lower harvested area. Wheat yields are now forecast to be 46.1 bushels to the acre, up more than a bushel over last month. Production also moving higher to 1.7 billion bushels, up 74 million bushels from last month on higher winter wheat production. Now let's see what all that means when it comes to ending stocks. Corn beginning stocks are lowered 50 million bushels due to greater feed and residual use, offsetting reductions in corn use for ethanol and exports. So old crop comes in at 1.4 billion, new crop 2.26. Old crop soybeans at 255 million bushels. New crop beans are down 50 million from last month to 300 million bushels. As for wheat, 580 million bushels for old crop and 592 million for new. Corn, soybeans, and wheat all sinking after the report came out. Ag Day's Michelle Rook joins us. And Michelle, the trade was looking for lower numbers, especially when it came to that corn yield.
Clinton, the trade was expecting a bigger cut, but USDA lowering corn yield this early in the season by 4 bushels per acre was actually a victory. Now, regardless, the ending stocks figure is still bearish, coming in well above last year. And maybe the biggest disappointment for the bulls was USDA's ending stocks figure for soybeans. USDA worked in the 4 million acre drop for soybeans from the June 30th acreage report, but left yield unchanged and lower demand, which resulted in a 300 million bushel ending stocks number that was 100 million bushels above expectations and a blow to the market and prices.
Big picture, pretty bearish compared to pre-report estimates. They went ahead and they cut the export demand by 125 million bushels. Makes sense based on the pace that we're running right now. We are running about 10 million tons on our new crop export book, below where we were last year. So it makes sense for them to come in here and adjust that lower. They did reduce crush a little bit by 10 million bushels.
USDA did drop corn yield 4 bushels per acre. That was only a bushel above expectations, but yields could be cut moving forward due to drought. So ending stocks ended only 5 million bushels above last month, even after working in the extra 2 million acres from the report.
Those acres transfer over to the balance sheet. Yield comes down a little bit. They actually increased demand a little bit. They reduced export and they reduced corn for ethanol, but they raised the feed residual, and that's kind of a head scratcher. It must be more on the residual side of things, which I tend to think means they overestimated last year's crop.
The increase in wheat production by 74 million bushels was mostly due to higher winter wheat. So ending stocks were raised 30 million, but are still the lowest in nearly 16 years. And Split says spring wheat production at 482 million bushels could drop due to dryness in the northern plains, further tightening that balance sheet. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Day.